Hello, I'm Jeff the Supertutor, revealing secrets from the world of tutoring. One issue that comes up time and time again when I speak to parents is the issue of computer games. Should my son, should my daughter be playing computer games? If they are going to play them, what kind of computer games? How should we regulate it? And I think this is a really interesting issue, and I've heard all kinds of different approaches, including the approach to simply ban all computer games and not have any access to them at all at any point. I think if you look around, some of the happiest, highest achieving, highest paid people in the world, if you go to Cambridge University, Oxford University, you'll find tons of people there who love computer games and they spend a great deal of time on them. And I think what that shows you is that it's possible to have a very successful, happy life and love computer games, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Many people do that. So I think you can. I myself love computer games of all different kinds, and I think that that can be a really great way, a great thing to add to your life. I think what becomes really interesting is when children are just unhappy in general. They just don't feel motivated. Perhaps they're not being supported, they're not passionate, they don't have much going on in their lives in general. And that's when computer games can be a real problem, because they provide escape from difficulty, escape from the world. They're things that make sense. And I think that is when you run into issues of children being really addicted to them and only wanting to do that and nothing else. I think another thing to add is that the passion that some children develop for computer games at a young age does not necessarily continue through university, through into adult life. Often this is a short-lived thing, and it wanes with time for all sorts of different reasons. For some people it doesn't. For some people, they work and do the rest of it so that they've got free time for computer games, so they can get the latest console, that kind of thing. And I think that can be okay too, as long as whoever you are, whether you're an adult or a child, you're spending time socializing, helping others, sport, music, whatever it might be. So you're doing stuff that isn't just computer games, and that's a part of your life, that is not just your life. In terms of how we can encourage children to develop a holistic and enjoyable life that isn't just focused on computer games, I think that banning them actually can help that. So I think if for example, if you have a rule that computer games are only for the school holidays, or computer games are only for the weekends, something like that, I think that can be one system, or limiting them that way. But I think far more important than limiting how much time you're allowed to spend on computer games is encouraging children to do other stuff, encouraging them to read, taking them to a bookshop, rewarding them for taking part in sports activities, socializing activities, all of that stuff. I think you can do both, but I think of the two things, the most important thing is to encourage and praise children for doing stuff that is not computer games, helping them with that stuff and helping them develop that, even if they're terrible at it, even if they're terrible at football, or they're terrible at maths club or coding club, whatever it might be, supporting them, praising them and congratulating them for doing that. I think that has a far bigger impact. Nobody wants to become addicted to computer games. Nobody wants their child to become addicted to computer games. And I think that that's one of the ways that you can stop it. Every child is different, and everyone I've spoken to, parents, tutors, teachers, children, they all have their own perspective on this. But from my perspective, I don't believe that computer games are evil. I actually think computer games are wonderful, and I think that if there's an addiction or some kind of problem going on there, that it is not the computer game's responsibility, that is actually something that needs addressing in the child's own world. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe, and you can get in touch at the email address in the video description.